everybody. Max Scoville here with Scott Kalura from IGN. We are at New York Comic Con 2016. Scott, you got to check out War for the Planet of the Apes?
Yeah. So we got to see a bunch of stuff last night. They played a teaser trailer, they played some behind-the-scenes footage, and they played a full 7-minute scene from the movie with like incomplete visual effects, but they're still making the monkeys. But we got to see a full scene with the dialogue and everything, which was really cool and amazing, actually.
Now, obviously, this is the third installment in the series. The second movie ended on kind of a cliffhanger. We might go into some spoiler territories here, so if you haven't seen the other two, just go see them because they're awesome. There's a 10-year break between the first and second movie. Yeah. Was there a sense of time frame here?
Well, they mentioned that it's about 2 years after the previous film, and so Caesar, Andy Serkis's character, basically was stuck with a war at the end of the film despite his best efforts. And now here we are 2 years later, and the apes have taken like terrible casualties, and like things are not going well for the apes, it seems, and Caesar has become like a much hardened and kind of war-weary character in this battle against this guy called the Colonel, who's played by Woody Harrelson, who leads the human contingent. And so in the scene that we saw, the 7-minute scene, and again, this is sort of spoilery, but they showed it to us. So the Caesar and his apes arrive in kind of what they think is an abandoned little town or seaside house, and they stumble upon a human who pulls a gun on them, and they have to gun him down. And then they go in the house and they find that there's this little girl inside. So it becomes this kind of like ideological like question of like Caesar thinks they should just leave the girl, but Caesar's orangutan buddy Maurice from the previous films is like, I can't leave the girl, you know, like that's not us. And so it's like, it seems like the film is going to maintain that sort of kind of smart philosophical edge that the previous films had as well, while also having lots of cool action and war and explosions and stuff.
Now, we saw between the first and second movie kind of the apes going from being very ape-like to being slightly more, intelligent, using guns, and they, I think, steal a tank at one point. Are they wearing clothes, or are they still sort of kind of looking like monkeys?
They still look like monkeys. They no clothing. They're riding horses, and like Caesar has a shotgun now, so they're definitely using tools and everything, which they did in the last film. But they did. Andy Serkis did mention last night that they are evolving the speech patterns. Like they were still using sign language in the scene they showed us, but they did say that the other apes are starting to speak a little bit more. And he said that his character is speaking like more clearly. Like in the previous film, he had a mouthpiece in his mouth just to make it hard to talk, like the way like maybe an ape trying to talk, I guess. Now he doesn't have the mouthpiece, I guess, so he can talk a little more clearly. So there's definitely working on that evolution. And there was also sort of a hint that we're going to see apes from other parts of the world, maybe like it's not just Caesar's group anymore. We might start to get a sense of what's going on with the other apes as well.
It's almost as if there's an entire planet of these apes. Now, obviously, there were a ton of the original movies. It seems like this is the third one. People like to think in trilogies. Does it seem like it's going to be sort of an end cap to this particular story arc, or are they going to keep going after that? Is it too soon to tell?
They didn't specifically say last night, but I know in some conversations I've had with the filmmakers not that long ago, the plan is not to end it with this one. It's going to come down to how much money it makes, of course. You know, the last one, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, was a big hit. This one's going to be bigger. They hopefully will make more money or a lot of money, and they want to keep going with it for sure. This is not the end by any means.
Awesome. And that's slated for next summer?
This summer, July 2017.
Awesome. Sounds good. We got more coverage coming up from New York Comic Con, so don't go anywhere. Thank you very much, Scott.
Thank you.